Hello everybody, it's Aron here from YSA. I want to do a video and take some time to really go through how our Brilliant Sky Collection cloud overlays work. And I'm going to show you guys how to take this picture and make it look more like this. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and delete these so they don't get in the way. And then I'm going to run Prismatic, one of our cloud overlays. One of the cool things about these actions is that we have a new installer that puts all the overlays in a certain folder on your computer so that your actions can find them really quickly. So we just kind of set it where we want. You can make it bigger, smaller, whatever you want to do. Make it fit. Kind of get an idea of where you want it to sit on the horizon. You can see where the clouds are and try to do what looks like it makes sense. Double click on it to set it. And then it disappears, and some people get stuck right here, but this is what's really cool is that all you have to do is simply brush it on. And at this point, don't worry if you get a little bit on the trees and you get some on their faces. We're going to work that out. So now that we've brushed on, to brush off, all we do is simply hit the X key, which switches the color down here. See, look. And then it brushes away where you don't want it. And if you stray away from, if you start doing other things down here, something to note is that you need to make sure this is selected and not this. So you want to make sure the layer mask is selected. And then you can get back to brushing on and off. And then to really fine tune it, what you do is you just go about brushing on and off, and you just adjust the brush size as you go. And you can do that with the left and right brackets. So you can really zoom in there and use a small brush, and you can do that. So there's absolutely no halo. And there are other methods you can use. You can use some different tools to really fine tune the mask, and some of these guys up here, some of the magnetic lasso tool, you could go around this completely with your layer mask and just get it absolutely perfect. For the purposes of doing a video that's not too terribly long, I'm going to go ahead and zoom out here. And when you're putting an overlay, when you're switching out an overlay, you want it to be dramatic, but you also want it to be realistic. And so this overlay is a little bit too dark. It's a lot too dark, really. So I'm going to lighten it up. And all you have to do that is select the brighten layer and then just drag up the opacity. Also, you can see that because of the lens that was used and the depth of field, there is some bokeh here. This is all out of focus, and then this is in focus. And so if we want to make that blend better, we can go to add blur, drag that up, and you can see that it starts just to blend perfectly with the background. So it looks as if it were taken at the same time. You can warm it up a little bit, add some sunshine. That looks nice. I feel like Bob Ross whenever I'm doing these videos. Just paint the pretty trees. Let's see. So you can see how quickly I got a pretty realistic looking overlay. And then I'm just going to go up to our original big bundle set and use some actions from there just to make it pop a little bit more. Let's do fist bump. This sort of makes it look more vibrant, adds some contrast and a little sharpening. That's really strong. We make most of our actions pretty heavy-handed so that it's there if you need it, and you can always drag down the opacity. So that's that. And then I'm going to there's a lot of green. There's a lot of really pretty green. I want to really kind of make that stand out. So I think I'm going to do Eat Your Greens. You can see it. It just adds some nice vibrancy to that green, just makes it really come to life. I'm going to drag it down. I don't want to be ridiculous here. The Eat Your Greens action also does some cool stuff to other colors too, so don't be afraid to get it on like whites. It really makes whites stand out and makes blues even kind of pop. So don't ever be afraid to experiment. The great thing about actions is that you can always undo what you did. It's not ever destroying your image. You still have the original image here. You can always delete these. So the point is to be able to experiment and take time and figure out what your style is using the tools that you have, and just be artistic. So anyway, I hope that explains, gives you a better idea of what the Brilliant Skies collection does and how easy it is to, in seconds, add an overlay to your photo. Just to go over the few other things, sometimes the sky might be too vibrant for the rest of the photo, so you can take away the color. That kind of makes it look more natural. Just depends on your style. I already showed you add sunshine. You can also darken it if you need to, if you have sort of a dark image and you need to make it blend. Also, another important one is the blending mode layer, where you select this layer and then you can go up here and you can experiment with different blending modes, depending on what you're putting it over, basically. But what we found works best most of the time is multiply, and because it allows you to blend in with the skyline and whatever else you're working with. So I hope you love these overlays, and please leave comments. Any questions that you have, I'm happy to answer them. You can always reach us at yellowskyactions@gmail.com. This is Aron with YSA. Have a great day.